people are starting to get hopeful that in week 4 of a national lockdown here in America, we're close to the end. But the end of the coronavirus will not come until the vaccine is here. And the vaccine will probably take about 18 months, they say. Why is the vaccine the only answer? Because the reason this virus was flagged and became a pandemic, a global health crisis, was because of its infection rate. Not its mortality rate. The mortality rate is the percentage of people that get infected, they die from it. So the mortality rate is anywhere between 1 to 5%. However, the infectious rate is very high based on how they measure it. And the concern with the coronavirus was based on if a lot of people get infected, even if all of them don't die, they will flood the healthcare system and it will systemically bring down society. That's why we're in a national lockdown. The reason we're in a national lockdown throughout the world, but I'm speaking on America, is because this virus can spread so easily. Even if many people survive, it would cave society. The domino effect that it would have would cripple the country and the world. The vaccine is the only answer. Some people fear the vaccine because they believe it's part of the new world order, even though we have other vaccines that are mandated for polio and other things like that. But what I want to tell you here is before you get too hopeful, and you should get hopeful. But I think of this, look, this could end in a few weeks. But if what they say is true, that this is a very infectious disease, would you reopen a country in the middle of the summer and allow people to gather on the boardwalks, on the beaches, etc.? Because then if you reopen society at a mass scale, you're back to square one. Because then even if a lot of the people who spread the virus, that one is they may not show symptoms, two is most people will not die from it. But the problem with it, how we're told, is it will kill people with underlying issues and it will cripple the healthcare system. Because if too many people get sick at once, that's what would shut down society, not necessarily the death rate. It's the infectious rate. How do you cure the infectious rate? By getting a vaccine. Because even if I got, damn it, Savat, thank you for the super chat, brother. This is the new norm, he says. And that's what I'm getting at tonight. Welcome. This ain't going away. Well, I appreciate that. Canada is in the building. Van Life Danny, you're a good man. I like your thoughts and opinions. This helps. Savat, brother, thank you for that gracious tip. Shout out to my truck drivers and shout out to Canada and Van Life. Thank you for the tips. To Savat's point, is this the new normal? Because even if I had the coronavirus 2 weeks ago and I got sick, I'm starting to feel better, thank God. But let's just say I got it. And I was thinking about that today. And let's say my body develops the bodies or whatever they call it that kills the virus and I survive. And therefore I am immune to dying of the virus if it doesn't mutate to a different virus. That's another big if. But let's say that. At what point would I or anyone that has the virus would go and hug your grandmother or go and be in a populated area and commingle? Many people who got the virus, they never even showed signs of sickness. So if you were in charge of the overall health in the world or in the country or even in your own family, the only answer is to a vaccine. We're trying to buy time through therapeutics, through social distancing. Social distancing and therapeutics is just buying time. Damn it. Van Life, Danny Canada's in the building. $20 super chat. Safety ain't beating my good gesture. Well, guys, don't compete. It's all love. I'm appreciative. Let's keep bringing in the cash for you today. Well, I just want to show thankfulness, and I'm grateful, and I appreciate that, Danny. Love and respect to Canada and my brother James. $1.99. Damn, Sam, you're sexy as hell. Well, I appreciate the compliment. When you get a compliment, you say thank you. You mean it. And I do. I appreciate everyone who shows me love, and I appreciate the positive words and the compliment. Savat, damn it, man. Agree, Van Life. Thank you all, man. Savat, thank you for your kindness, guys. Thank you, everyone. Don't take it for granted. And forgive me for taking time out in the message, but I want to make sure that I acknowledge people. And I am grateful. I know that sounds like corny, but I appreciate it. I mean it. But to the message, you should be hopeful. And I understand, and I do respect, even if I disagree in debate, I respect the world leaders. Oh my gosh, Danny, $50 super chat. One more for the roll. Well, damn it, Danny, man. Thank you, brother. All I can say is thank you, man. I mean, that's very gracious of you, man. Thank you. Oh my God, man. Shout out to Canada. Canada flag emoji to you, brother. God bless you, man. You know I got love for the Canadians because I spent a lot of time with them in South Florida, man. Love to you, brother, and God bless you. Thank you. Oh, damn, man. Thank you, everyone. Savat and James and James, thank you. But what I want to tell you is if Mr. Smith, damn, Mr. Smith got a profile pic now. Damn, we're getting way off topic tonight. Jola PR, yeah, I put you up on game on that. Needs to gain about 50 pounds. Not for me, she's just right, man, but I appreciate you, man. Good looking profile picture, brother. Savat, damn it, Savat, man. Man, I appreciate that, man. You guys being very kind tonight. And I don't know what to say, man. I mean, it's like, thank you. Thank you for the generous tips. I try not to get off message here, but I got to take time to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Savat. You've been a great supporter, brother. And I appreciate all the hard work that you do on the road, brother. Drive safe. So I think about that if I was a leader, if you were a leader, and I think overall, the leaders appear to have done a good job. I disagree with them. I debate with them. I mean, obviously, but I have to be fair that who really could see this coming? Mr. Smith, let's all play 21 questions with Super Chats. That, guys, just thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Smith. God bless you, man. Thank you. I don't know that I could say that I saw a pandemic coming. I don't think anyone fairly can say that. I couldn't even say if I was the president, I would shut down the country when I heard about it. I mean, I would need to see a lot of data. So eventually all the countries have gotten to the point where they've shut down their country for the most part. And I think the Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, I think from Europe, he's in intensive care tonight. Just announced a couple hours ago. And because I think in the beginning, he was like shaking hands with people. They were going to see how it played out. And now he got sick. It's very infectious. The thing what they're telling us about the coronavirus, the death rate is low, but the infectious rate is high. Therefore, the only way you get back to the quote-unquote normal, which Savat mentioned in the beginning of the feed, the only way you get that back to pre-virus, pre-coronavirus society, the only way you get back to that is if you have a vaccine. Outside of that, you will eventually open up society because it can only function so long like this. So you're going to have society opening up, but also keeping social distancing. Maybe concerts are allowed. Maybe there's still a lot of people are working from home. Society may have changed forever, but it's definitely changed for the immediate to medium term future until you get a vaccine. And there's going to be plenty of people that debate the vaccine, whether it's a conspiracy theory, and I can understand it, or you don't want to get it yourself, they may mandate it. Because, I don't know how you get back to a normal without a vaccine. You don't. Not if this disease is what they say it is. Because eventually, if you say, all right, it's May, it's June, a couple months from when I'm making this video, it's 2 months from now, we're declaring victory, mission accomplished. Remember those famous words. And we're going to let society go right back to pre-corona. You would have an explosion of infectious rates. You would overwhelm the hospital system, and then you go back to point zero, which you tried to prevent initially. And so to me, in my opinion, and it could change, I'm just going off what I'm told like everyone else and trying to think for myself and do my own research. In my opinion, you don't get back to a pre-coronavirus society, a regular normal, until you get the vaccine. Other than that, you're going to keep having social distancing. You're going to have a lot of working from home. And you're going to have a very different society that starts up again very slowly over time. Until a year and a half or 2 years from now, you get a vaccine that may be mandated and that may be debatable. That is what I really wanted to share tonight, because that's what you have to think of. I want you to be hopeful. I think leaders are doing the right thing by trying to keep society hopeful. I think they, based on what I'm told, I mean, I don't know all the facts. I listen, I research, but I don't know all the facts. And what I could tell you guys, Snow Dog asked me, will I take the vaccine? Well, one, if it's mandated, I would have to. Like, I know when I was born, just like when everyone on this live chat, if you're born in America, by law, you have to have certain vaccines. When I had a dog, I had to have certain vaccines, and they had to get renewed, like rabies vaccine or rabies shot. You can't legally have a dog and not give them the rabies shot. And I used to hate bringing my dog to the vet and having her take that because she's going to get a little sick after it. So the answer is yes, depending on the circumstance. If it's mandated or depending how this plays out. You know, I'm not thrilled about it. I hate going to the doctor. I don't want to get a vaccine. I can see the conspiracy theory. But I have a 5G phone. I don't want to go back to when we didn't do 5G, we didn't do vaccines, we didn't, you know, I'm not mad if we go back to when girls didn't shave pubic hairs because I like a hairy bush. However, the vaccine may be part of the new normal, or the vaccine is the key to the new normal, or the vaccine is the key to the back to normal. If we don't have the vaccine, we never go back to normal. If what they're saying is real. If what they're saying is this is one of the most infectious viruses ever, and that's why we shut down society, we don't go back to what we called normal until after the vaccine. Other than that, I think I broke it down for you. So, guys and girls, let me just say thank you again, man, for all the generosity on the super chats. Mr. Smith, Savat, Van Life Danny, and James. Thank you. Thank you for everyone watching. Thank you, guys. Click that thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not. I'll take a hydration break. Then we'll read all your live comments live on the air. And we'll go from there, man. Thank you again, man. Shout out to all you guys, man. Thank you. So gracious, man. I'm fortunate. I feel very fortunate to have that support, man. Mel, good to see you. Shout out to Australia. I looked for some Australia porn last night. They don't have much Australian porn. They called it Aussie porn. I looked at some. I tried to find some Australian girls because I think about you guys. I think, well, you know, like I did a meet and greet and all of a sudden we have a sex orgy. I'm being honest with you. But they don't have much Australian porn. It's not the norm, I guess. Or I guess you guys, you know, different thing. Luke, good to see you, brother. Positive vibes to you, Luke. Thank you for being a great viewer. From Florida. Hey, brother. Good to see you from Florida. Luke, positive vibes with you always, man. I appreciate that, brother. I do. My man, James. Sam, baby. I was first. Well, I appreciate your love. I appreciate your tip. I appreciate your compliment. A lot of people have been feeling the coronavirus beard. If you're feeling the coronavirus beard, put the guy with a beard emoji in there. If you're not, don't let me know. Why? Because I'll probably block you. Because I really don't want negative feedback, but I understand that's part of life. No, I'll never date someone that tells me like what to wear. Like there was this one girl I remember. She said, "Oh, you're gonna wear that? You're gonna wear this?" I said, "Oh, we ain't gonna work out." Guys, look, you know, I don't play those games. From Florida, stay safe, Sammy. I will. Thank you very much, Isaac. What's up, brother? Good to see you, Isaac. Appreciate your love and I appreciate your super chat. I appreciate your graciousness, brother, and all your love, man. James, At the moment, Sam, baby, I think the only answer is isolated from everyone else because it only spreads. Yes, that's what they're calling social distancing. Social distancing is buying time until they get a vaccine. But if they, we're basically never going to go back to normal until a vaccine. Because there's no way you can honestly tell society that go back to normal if you don't have a vaccine. Because basically, then everything you were saying before that was a lie. Vaccine is the only answer to the future. Let's continue to read. Good job. Luke, Bill Gates is the evil, and gave like a devil emoji, evil person behind this vaccine. And his garbage forced vaccinations don't equal a free country. Well, guys, right now you don't have a free country. You can't do certain things. So I can understand it if what they're telling us is fact. Like, I'm not an ignorant person. Like, if there's a killer virus, doesn't make sense to go, do everything we used to do. The Spanish flu was real. It wasn't Bill Gates. So that's where I have to push back a little bit. Like, if everything is a conspiracy theory, and maybe it is, and I respect people who have that, what's their answer to the Spanish flu? Did Bill Gates wasn't alive in 1917, where 100 million Americans died. As of today, April 6, 2020, only 10,000 Americans died. So, Savant, $10 super chat. He says, Bill Gates is a smart person. This was coming sooner or later. Well, look, at this point, based on the facts, I would have to say that's true. Bill Gates is not the devil unless it could be proved. Because one is, he operates a charity. He's helped expand life expectancy and save lives across the world. That's fact. So if all of a sudden he's turned into the evil genius, I'm okay with someone saying that because you should always question everything. But what are the facts? And what about the Spanish flu? Who created that? Paul says the Spanish flu first vaccine program. Was that? I didn't know that. Okay, that's interesting. So, look, guys, I don't know all the answers. I don't try to sit here on my high horse, but I have to push back if I feel like, etc. But Luke, I love you and I appreciate your perspective. Thank you again, Savant, brother. I appreciate you, man. My truck drivers, man. Love to you. Let's continue to read. Luke. Luke said they finally called a stay-at home in South Carolina. I've met some good personal people in South Carolina. I want to show respect to South Carolina and all their citizens. But I think that state is a little bit backwards and slow to react and has got poor leadership. South Carolina had the Republican congressman that didn't want to give an extra $600 to the people of the country because it said it would make them lazy. But he had no problem signing off on the $1 billion bailout. And every time I travel through South Carolina, great people personally, but backwards culture. That's what I feel, if I'm being honest. I say New Jersey's a disaster. When I say New Jersey's a disaster, I got to keep it real with the other states. But New Jersey was nice today. It was 60 degrees sunny, and I was feeling New Jersey a little bit today. At least the part I'm in. Let's continue. From Florida, the coronavirus thing is getting old quick. It is. The straw that breaks the camel's back is the never ending. So, why people hate Florida in August and September, it feels like the heat never ends, and they hate Florida. Why you hate a relationship is you feel like it never, when it gets bad, you feel like you're never going to get out of it. And death till you part feels like an unbearable burden. When you're a caretaker, the hardest part is taking care of someone. It feels like they're never going to get better. What makes you quit things in life is the never-ending feeling. And we're only 4 weeks into a national lockdown. So if this goes on for 3 months, yes, they'll probably open up parts of society, but they will not go back to regular society until the vaccine's here. That's what I think. Luke, but you can still get drive-through and grocery stores. Yep, those are essential. King, positive vibes. I appreciate that, brother. Luke, you're my brother. You are my brother also, and I appreciate and I respect you. You're my brother, and I'm glad to hear you reporting live each night. I'm doing the best I can. How is the vibe in New Jersey with people? Well, I've isolated myself to a small area, not a populated area. And it was nice weather today. So as spring comes in, as long as I can stay isolated from the crowds, I'll be able to deal with Jersey. I can't deal with Jersey in the winter, and I'm not going to go into the populated areas. Just not going to do it. New Jersey right now is the second most infected area in the country. So I have to really be cautious, you know. So, however, New York and New Jersey are also testing the most people. So testing is key. And that's what's going to happen. Like a couple months from now, everyone's going to have a mandated test. You're going to have to. How could you reopen society if you don't know who's carrying the virus? Because some people show symptoms, some people don't. To be asymptomatic means you may not even show symptoms. So how could you reopen society unless everyone's tested and then everyone gets a vaccine? You know, so because even if you are immune to the virus, if you're still infectious and you pass it to your mother or to your coworker or to a person on the train, how could you ever open society? You can't. So the vaccine and testing is the key to the future. That's true. Let's continue. From Florida. Trump is a hypocrite because he married 2 immigrants and he has an anti-immigrant policy. Does that make sense? It doesn't make sense. However, I understand him wanting to secure the borders, and I respect and understand that he wants a legal immigration process. So I don't have a problem with that. But if you're going to build a wall, you also have to build a new Ellis Island. Ellis Island is right off the coast of New York and New Jersey. It's where the immigrants from Europe came. It's where my grandparents came to legally immigrate. Okay? So if you're not going to improve, we closed down Ellis Island. It's no longer available to use for that purpose. So if you want to build a wall, I'm fine with it. However, then you also have to build a new Ellis Island on the Mexico border. Okay? Because how else would your wife get here? He married 2 immigrants. How did they get their papers? Look it up. Because they married Trump. So guys, it's King Trump. Trump really only respects people that bow down to him and that, you know, I like that he's a blunt talker, but he's also unfair in his perspective. He's never had a boss. He's never had to worry about money. Okay, he dodged the draft and now he's the biggest patriot. I respect some things he did and some leadership qualities he had, and he does have. So I'm not going to say he's the devil, just like I'm not going to say Bill Gates is the devil. However, I will debate him. I will come at him just the way he comes at everyone else, just like he came after Obama. When the stock market was tripled, when Osama bin Laden got caught, and the country was peacefully prospering, he came after Obama hard, okay? So, guys, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Savat, thank you again. This is the new norm. I tend to agree for a while. Welcome. This ain't going away. Well, I tend to agree. I appreciate all your love, man. And my man from Canada, Van Life Danny, you're a good man. Love to you also. I like your thoughts and opinions. Well, I like to connect with like-minded people, man. Thank you very much, man. Your generosity, amazing. And I like that, Van, man. I'm looking at the Corrado Axiom. Mr. Smith, I have a feeling society won't open up until July 4th. I think even then, unless you have a vaccine, and you can't really get a vaccine until 18 months at least, because you got to go through all these different tests. I don't know any responsible person that would say, okay, it's July 4th, everyone should go to parties. Because the infectious rate is so high, how could you do that? And even if you've healed and you can't get the virus itself, you could pass it on to other people. And so that's why I don't even think July 4th. I think we'll be partly open, but I don't know, man. It'd be a complete 360. Van Life Danny again, man. Safety ain't beating my good gesture. I appreciate that. Savat, yeah, he meant to say. Let's keep bringing the cash. I appreciate the love. I do. My man, Bland. North Carolina's in the house. I might post a YouTube video, no, man. Well, I'll watch. Let me know. I'll subscribe because I support people. I was once a small YouTuber, just like you guys. I'm still a small YouTuber, okay? However, I'm very gracious, and there's times I wanted to give up. I've been on YouTube for 3 years. I upload a video every night. Every day. I go live every night between 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I tell every potential YouTuber, show up consistently, upload consistently. You're going to do it for a year, at least for free. You're going to sacrifice your privacy. And if you don't have another source of income, you're going to go broke trying to make money, and you're going to expose your life to the public. If you're insecure, you have mental problems, be very careful. Because when you open yourself up to the public, even if you're very nice, you're still going to get backlash. It's just human nature. It's any type of public person gets backlash. Doesn't matter if you're Obama or Trump or Bush or inspirational nomad, you're going to get pushback. So I want to support and help other people trying to come up if I can. So let me know, brother. James, damn it, Sam, you're sexy as hell. Well, like I said, I'll take a compliment, and I thank you very much. Carlos, Sam, you're on fire tonight. Well, I appreciate that, brother. Love to you, Carlos. Shout out to Florida, man. I talked to a couple people in Miami. They said the beaches were packed over the weekend, man, so I can't call it. Savat, I appreciate it. Savat, man, you've been a blessing, man. You know my truck drivers, man. Love and respect. Van Life Danny, man, broke the charts, man. One more for the road, and Savat broke the charts too, man. You guys just blessing. Thank you. Mr. Smith, Roland, yeah, Jola PR is a great Puerto Rican porn star. It's JOLLA PR. I watch porn every night. I masturbate just about. I find it, for me, very healthy to have either a healthy sex life, if you're going to have a sex life, then obviously safe sex, vasectomy or protection, unless you're married and you want to have kids. I don't want kids. But if you're single, I recommend masturbating every day. It's healthy, especially during an outbreak. Let's continue. Savat, $20, brother. All I can tell you, man, you came in there hard tonight, man. Savat, unmatched, man. Thank you. James, wow, Sam, you just made 94 in 5 minutes. Well, I'll be on this YouTube channel for at least an hour. I do every night. Plus, I upload a regular video. Plus, I take time to respond to every comment on every video I ever made, over 2,000. So if you add up all the time and then you divide whatever I get, like today I may make 100, tomorrow I may make 0. Okay, and then you got to take off for tax. You have to take off for YouTube takes their cut. So when you break it down, it's good tonight, but it's not every night, and you can't expect that every night. You know, it's like stripping on Friday night. It's great money for Friday night, but you also have to strip on Monday. So you have to average out everything. You have to take out deductions. That's part of being a business owner. YouTube is a business. You have to file as a 1099 independent contractor, and you have to pay taxes and account for your revenue. So I just don't want people to get disillusioned. And then some people say, oh, that's easy. Why? Guys, if it's easy, you do it. When you do it, you see it's not easy. And you see it takes work, effort, and time. And it takes a little bit of luck. So I'm not saying like, it's just all me. It's luck. It's the grace of God. But it's a work. It's a job. It's a 1099 contractor. So what I tell you guys, same thing I told you with DoorDash, same thing I tell you with IT, same thing I told you construction. Everything in life is about showing up consistently, doing your best, and you got to get a little bit lucky. Those are all the things in life. And some people will hate you no matter what. Some people will support you no matter what. You're going to have a balance in between all those things. So how bad do you want something? How much are you willing to go after it? That's the answer to everything. Van Life, keep up the love rolling in for this man. Well, again, I appreciate the generosity. I'm very thankful. From Florida, Trump is making casinos go bankrupt to $450 million a month. It sucks. Well, look, I grew up in New Jersey, and Atlantic City is in New Jersey. Atlantic City is where Trump had about 4 or 5 casinos. They all went bankrupt. So that's just fact. His basically recurring pattern in life is he's a great salesman. He's a great promoter, and he built the Taj Mahal Casino. It was beautiful. I went there several times. I went there last year before they knocked it down. It was nice before they knocked it down. But what he does is he oversells, he over-leverages, he takes out too much debt. And then he goes bankrupt, and then he goes on to the next thing. And that's why he really made money off The Apprentice and off branding himself. He didn't, at the end of his career, when he was in real estate, he doesn't own those buildings. He just branded them under the Trump name. He's a salesman. He's not a good manager. He's not a good operator. He's a great salesman. And that's where he gets his money from. Mr. Smith, I wish I was on lockdown with Ashley Graham. Well, I don't know who Ashley Graham is, but I'll take a look at her. She's a porn star, man. Stormy Daniels is a porn star, but I don't like her. She doesn't do my thing. Trump knows about her. Jordan, Nomad, my man, how you doing? I'm doing the best I can. Thank you for the comment. How have you been spending your time in quarantine and national lockdown? Well, for me, I do great with social distancing. The only negative is I used to enjoy going into Starbucks and being social there a little bit, having air conditioning and talking to my baristas. And obviously, I miss the gym. But even though I have good social skills, I like to be by myself 99% of the time. So for me, I am totally fine if society stays with social distancing protocol for forever. But I would like to go into Starbucks again, but I don't think you're going to be able to have every Starbucks open until you have a vaccine. Because if the infectious rate is so high, why would you open up every Starbucks and tell people to sit down and share common space, breathing common air? Because you can infect everyone. So until you get the vaccine, I think we're in this state. Mr. Smith, let's play 21 questions. I appreciate that. A A lot of people die, 5,000 plus more virus. As of today, April 6, 2020, just over 10,000 Americans died. In 9/11, only 3,000 Americans died. So you basically tripled what happened to 9/11. Will everyone get universal health care after this? Probably not. Even though we waged war and spent trillions in Iraq after 9/11. So that'll show you the difference in how we look at our enemies, whether visible or non-visible. It's no doubt. Will you take the vaccine? If it's mandated, just like we all take the vaccine when we're young, good question. And just like I gave my dog a rabies vaccine. So I think you would too. Some people would fight it. Some people say it's a conspiracy theory. But guys, you got to think about like this. When people first started doing open heart surgery, what do you think they said? Like, that's demonic. Why would you open someone's body and do surgery on them? Right? You got to put yourself back a couple hundred years ago. So, like right now, if you had a heart attack, you're going to go to the hospital and they're going to operate on you. Okay? Especially if you're unconscious, they're going to open up your chest and they're going to do some type of surgery. How did people look at it 200 years ago as far as opening someone's body and doing surgery? They looked at it crazy. Now you got Kim Kardashian with butt implants. Every girl, just about almost, 30% of girls in society have silicone in their chest. Like, you think about that, you say, Sam, would you take the vaccine? Guys, in America and throughout the world, a girl will get put to sleep, open up her chest, throw silicone balls in it just to impress another man, spend months to recover just so she can get compliments. Okay? So guys, look, I'm not worried about a vaccine. I would be more worried about the silicone breast going faulty. That's truth. Snow Dog. Yeah, the hairy bush, ain't nothing wrong with the hairy bush, in my opinion. I like when it comes right outside the panties. Money Making D. Get ready for 5G phone. I got one right now. I'm doing this live broadcast on a Samsung S20 Plus. It's 5G. The microwaves are cooking. Do your research. I did my research. I said, give me that phone, man. Because I ain't going back to when we sent telegrams, but I love you and I respect you. Mel, shout out to Australia. Wave Sam. Oh, it's Luke here. Now that I've started watching your videos, I understand you're really a VIP, very important person. I'm just a regular person, but I appreciate your compliment. You are just as important as me. Love your positive attitudes in your videos. I appreciate that love from Luke. Well, guys, I don't know who's who, but all I can tell you is thank you for the love. Some hot, Luke. Beard emoji, thank you, brother. Lala. Trump asked task force. Yeah, look, I think that overall, I think people are trying to do the right thing. I mean, I could be wrong. At this point, okay, you could say like in the beginning, things were a disaster. At this point, I mean, I don't think Trump or Pence, I don't think people are trying to hurt society. Now, could they reopen it, maybe try to hurt it just to make the stock market go up or something? It's possible. And I will always question people, whoever they are. But I don't think, okay, that most people, even if I totally disagree with them, I don't think like they're trying to hurt people. You know what I mean? Now, again, it could be the case, but I mean, and I'll still debate their decisions and their actions and their attitude, but I don't think people are going out of their way to like see population die. I could be wrong. I'll read that. Luke 100, thank you. Be the biller. Dollar bill, y'all. That's our national anthem. Cream, get the money. Hope you're doing good, Sam. Well, I'm very thankful. Sam, much respect. Respect back to you. Keep making those dollars. I'm doing the best I can. Remember, you can't make money if you don't show up. You can't get paid to your job if you don't show up. And that it applies to anything. YouTube, DoorDash, IT, construction. Make that money, yep, and move forward. I agree with that. Showing up is the key to success. Savat. Bill Gates is a smart person. This was coming sooner or later. Many people predicted this, true. But I wasn't on my radar, I'm not going to lie. Paul Revere, thank you for the comment. Spanish flu, first vaccine program. I didn't know that. I'll have to do some more research on it. I'm glad that you brought that up. I'll have to research on that. Thank you. LA girl, what's up? Those numbers may not be quite accurate as well. Others who have already died don't get tested. That's a fair point. That's a good point. For COVID, so we don't really know the true numbers. That's a fair point. Thank you. Thank you, LA girl. Chris, really graceful, did an excellent as a useful video on Bill Gates. If we want to know. I'm open-minded to listen to others. Thank you. Paul, okay, not first, but widespread there were earlier. But it was widespread. Gary, what's up, brother? Sam, your beard game is looking good. Well, I appreciate that. I had to shave for work. Well, I understand that. I've been there myself. What I could say is this, guys, I love to work remote. I love social distancing, and I don't ever want to go back to normal. However, the only way society's going back to normal is if we get a vaccine. Savat, me and the first lady were born in the same country. Forgive me for saying this name wrong. Yugoslavia? Okay, thank you, brother. Luke, Savat, are you from Siberia, he says. He answered, Pluto, what's up, bro? Shout out to you and Tariq. Sam, you are the best. Well, you and Tariq are the best, too. Guys, I think we're all on the same level as far as like just people trying to do the best they can. Thank you. Savat, no. From, forgive me for saying it wrong, Bosnia and Herzegovina. Love to you, Savat, brother. Shout out to everyone from overseas, man. Look, one thing I gotta say, like, and it's not pandering, like I really mean it's kind of like wild to me, is connecting with people from all over the world. Now, I believe Savat's in the States now, like my grandparents, he migrated over here. But, look, guys, it's a small world, man. I mean, it's amazing, especially with technology, that we're all like people from different countries and we're all affected right now. This is a global pandemic. And I think you're going to need a global vaccine. Now, if China comes up with the vaccine, this is an interesting question. Let me know in the comments. If China comes up with a vaccine, will you take it? Some people say, Sam, hell no, I won't take a vaccine from China. Do you buy toys for your kids at Walmart? Guys, some of the sheetrocks in your house is made from China. Some of the cups that you drink out of are made from China. You know what I mean? China makes 80% of the prescription drugs already. So anyone who says, Sam, I would not take the vaccine if it was made in China, 80% of the prescription drugs in the United States of America are already made in China. So if you ever have to take prescription drugs, if your family is, you already took their vaccine. So that's where I push back on people who say China created the virus. Guys, if China wanted to kill us, all they have to do is poison the prescription drugs and we would never know. Why would you need to do a new virus? That's my thought in my mind. Let's take a hydration break. Thank you guys for clicking that thumbs up. I appreciate it. Luke says, awesome man. Met some awesome people from there. Love to you, Luke. Alexis, hey. When to be arbitrary? Alexis, now take your own medicine. Alexis, Trump, and Boris. Well, look, I don't wish death on anyone, okay? I will debate someone, and sometimes in my mind, I'm also not gonna lie to you. Sometimes, like, whether it was with family members, I wish some people would die. In my mind, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'd be a hypocrite. However, what I do is I just social distance. Okay, I don't want to be around them. Would I get pleasure to see Trump coughing at the stadium dying? No, I wouldn't. Some people, there's been trolls on my channel, like when I've been sick past 2 weeks, they wish the coronavirus on me. So I don't have that mindset. That's why I know I did the right thing by blocking them. Because even me, as much as I would attack someone as far as debating and disagreeing, I don't wish death on them, okay? Because I just, if you're doing that, then you might as well, you can't really like claim like you're part of the answer. Now, I may say I want people out of power. I may say like, and again, I had some family members or people I wish they'd fucking die already. So I don't want to be a hypocrite. But I think you get where I'm trying to find that balance in my mind and in my spirit to keep hate off my soul. You know what I mean? So, I just, look, guys, at the end of the day, I just want peace, prosperity, and unity. However, I know that's not really possible in this world. You just try to do the best you can. Forgive me for saying the name wrong. Higg. Greetings from, forgive me for saying that wrong. Tadas. Well, I like that little guy. Thank you for the emojis. Alexis, Savat. We good people. We don't hate. I agree with that, Savat. 100 to you, brother. God bless you. Savat, anybody. Savat, you already know, man. You're my guy, man. Ta International. If the country does not open before July, then by then China will have bought the whole country for half price. They already did, guys. Look, China I'm not going to say they own most of the things, but look, many of our goods come from China. And look, I mean, I don't want to see China suffer. I disagree with China's policies, but I do think we just need to manufacture more in the U.S., okay? But we're not, and just go from there. But guys, you're never going to be able to have a healthy world, okay? This is a global pandemic. You're not going to be able to have a healthy world if you want other societies to collapse. I mean, we've been playing that game for forever. Now, there's some countries that always are going to want to fight each other. You can't have world peace. I don't know why. It's just the way the world is. But the bottom line is, look, we have to have better domestic policy. It's not China's fault that we don't have the healthcare capacity that we should have had. It's not China's fault that we allowed corporate socialism. We allowed our corporations to control our politicians. When you speak up for universal health care or increased minimum wage or pensions, you're considered a socialist. But when corporations get bailouts or when they get tax incentives, they're considered smart businessmen or smart businesswomen. So you have to just find that balance in your mind. Alexis, yeah, anybody need to get blind with a vaccine to cure from virus D? I'm not sure I get your drift. Manny, I was supposed to fly down to Florida on Thursday, but I had to cancel. I think they say only 3% of flights are like flying with limited capacity. That's true. That's why the airlines got bailed out and may go bankrupt. They say even Warren Buffett sold airlines at a loss. I don't know if that's true. Troy, true opinion on NoFap. There was a NoFap means men who want to abstain from masturbation for their own reasons. I'm not going to go into all the reasons, but there was a season of my life where I abstained just to challenge myself, to pure myself. But what I learned, just like I learned through everything of self-denial, whether it was extreme diet, extreme religion, you have to find balance. And your body is made with a reproductive system. And you flush it healthy by masturbating. I don't think you should just go have kids. I think you should masturbate to flush your body. So an orgasm is the same as peeing. Why do you pee? Because your body has a digestive system. So when you pee, the urine cleans the fluids in your body. Your body has a digestive system and your body has a reproductive system. So when you ejaculate, all the sperm and the different things that are stored up in your ball sack and in your body, they need to flush out. You need to, cleanse your system. So I don't think you should have kids. I think kids are the number one cause of poverty. And I think if they're not really done with a lot of thought, you're going to destroy your life. Now, if you're financially and emotionally ready to have children, that's your decision. But if you just want to have children for carrying on your last name, you're a prideful man. That's a disaster. Or if you're a girl and you just want to have kids for baby clothes, you're an immature person that's going to divorce your husband eventually. So NoFap is okay if you want to just try to get your life together and you're obsessing over porn, you're obsessing over sex, you need to reset yourself. It's good to show yourself some discipline. But to totally abstain for a long period of time of not embracing your reproductive and a healthy part of life would eventually have a negative effect. Like sometimes it's okay to go extreme on a diet. I used to be obese. There was a time where I would only eat fruits and vegetables. But you also, to sustain a healthy life, you have to balance that out a little bit. So what do I say about NoFap? It's okay for a season, but you have to balance and embrace sexuality, and satisfying yourself is healthy physically and mentally. That's what I say. And spiritually. Alexis, fab thinking in Hillary Clinton. Look, guys, I didn't think Hillary Clinton did a bad job in her life. I thought she ran a bad campaign. I thought she pandered. When she went on the Breakfast Club and when Charlamagne the God asked her what she had in her purse and she said hot sauce, that's why she lost the election. She pandered to whatever crowd she was in front of. However, I loved her policy. In the 90s, she was talking about reforming healthcare. In the 90s, I remember that. When Bill Clinton, in my opinion, did a great job as a president. Guys, Bill Clinton was prosperous. It was great. So, look, I don't like Trump because of his policies. Actually, personality-wise, I think he's very entertaining. And I like some of his style. But as far as policy, I don't like a lot of his policy. So, Clinton wasn't God. I don't think she was perfect, but I don't think she was the devil. You know what I mean? So, it is what it is, though, guys. I always tell you, the president is only a little bit of a puppet to the corporations, whether they're Trump or Clinton. They're both, guys, Hillary Clinton went to Donald Trump's wedding. They're both millionaires. Trump is the wealthiest man. They're both elites, okay? So if you give me a person who makes $50,000 a year, work their entire life, then I'll say, look, I can more relate to them. I like AOC. I think she has some extreme views, but she worked her way up. So I would like to see a regular person, okay, that worked their way up. But I also see some value in someone who knows how the higher ups work. Guys, there's always going to be a system, okay? You're always going to have to play the system a little bit without being manipulative or breaking the law. But look, guys, even the Patriots deflated the football. Even the Patriots spied on the defensive team. Everyone's looking for an edge. It's just part of life. Uh, Savat. Manny, I was supposed to be in the Caribbean last week. Damn virus. I hear that. A lot of people canceled their vacations. Lionheart. Trump's exposing Pizzagate and COVID is a smokescreen. That was a complete disgrace. That's where Alex Jones and all the people who buy into that, they basically said there was some pizza parlor in Washington, D.C. that was peddling children. That was false. It was never proven as fact, and Alex Jones actually apologized for that after someone took that psychotic advice and shot someone there. So you need to apologize to society for that, because that was false and proven false. And even Alex Jones apologized. And that's where him and other psychopaths go too far. If you don't have fact, either one, say it's your opinion or shut the fuck up. It's okay if you want to say, look, my opinion is this, but don't say that you know for fact you don't know. None of us know. You know what I mean? Mr. Smith, I wish I was on lockdown with Ashley Graham. I'm going to have to look at her, man. Mel, Luke is my son. With love and respect to you and your son. He is 8 years old. Well, I remember when I was 8, my parents were getting a divorce. It was a crucial time. And what I tell some of you parents, it's a good thing to get a divorce sometimes, okay? And what I tell my mothers, you're going to lose your children when they hit puberty. And the teenage years are very tough for most parents. So brace yourself. When they get to their mid to late 30s, your children will finally come full circle and they will show that they appreciate all your sacrifices. But from about 11 to 25, your children are on a journey to try to figure out life. Their hormones hit and they're more worried about peer pressure than mommy pressure. So God will give you the grace. When in doubt, love your child. Obviously, you have to have a level of boundaries. I understand that. But just remember, eventually your child will be an adult and they don't have to listen to you. Just like you don't have to listen to your parents. So what I tell every parent is remember when you were a child. And what I tell every parent that says take care of your parent, remember that you didn't take care of your own elderly parent. There's some elderly people now that say everyone should take care of their parent, but they didn't take care of their parents when they died. So life is hard. Love rules the mind. At the end of your life, and I felt close to death a couple times, at least for me, some psychopaths may not ever feel this. You will really only remember the people that you felt loved with. Real love. And a mother, if you have a good mother, if you've been fortunate enough, and not everyone has, is the closest thing to unconditional love. So is a dog, but there's times where I had fights with my dog. There's times where I had fights with my mom. So you can't get over emotional either. Even now, I got to check my mom once in a while. I said, Ma, calm down. All right. So there's no vaccine for the pain of life. Okay. We all go through emotional, physical, and financial hardships in this world. Before the coronavirus and after the coronavirus. All you can do is the best you can do. Okay. So love and respect to everyone out there. Mr. Smith, Ashley Graham is by far the hottest model in the industry. I have to check her out. I don't think I heard of her. Jamal, what's up, man? Today I got accepted to a job. Well, congratulations to South Florida Financial District. Love and respect to you, man. Congratulations. But my employment will be postponed. That's all right. You got your foot in the door until business opens up again. Congratulations, man. Did your parents support your decision to become a nomad? My mother did. My father didn't, and that caused our split. I did a couple videos on that. You could check out my nomad playlist. But number one, Jamal, is congratulations on your job. Okay. Working to earn an income, if you have the physical and mental ability, is the number one key to living an independent life. And so if you have the ability, go out there and get it. And then live below your means, put a year's worth of expenses in a savings account. Your savings account is your biggest financial blessing. Pay off your debt, and then if you want to play with money, invest it or do whatever you want. But eventually get to the point where you're living below your means, you can find out what you really want to do with your passion. Because many a time what you got to do to get the dollar is not tied to your passion, and that's okay. However, do what you need to do, but then on the side, after you've done what you need to do something that you're excited about. And if you don't know, try stuff. And if you don't know, go for a walk. And if you don't know, just live a good, healthy life. Trump will get the virus, then we'll be happy as hell. Well, I'm not going to say that. But I understand your point. Love to you, Lila. Love to you, Zach. I don't wish sickness on anyone. I love you. LA girl. Sam, what do you think of Jared Kushner saying the medical supplies in the nation's stockpile are not for the states? He said they are us. Yeah, I think he misspoke. Look, we all pay federal tax. When you pay federal tax, that means the federal stockpile is everyone's, the country's, okay? And it's their job to deploy it to the states because we, the people who live in the state, pay federal tax and in some cases, state tax. So he misspoke. However, I don't want to be unfair. Trump cleaned it up the day after and said, look, he was referencing the country. I don't think he was, but I understand that. Look, it's like it's a guy, it was like a way of saying things that wasn't right. So it's good that someone called him out on it, but I wouldn't crucify him for it. But I would make the notation that you have the son-in-law of a president working for the president. I think you have too much nepotism in the office. It was the same thing with the apprenticeship show. It was all the people in the office were all his family members. Guys, I disagree with that. He has a business conflict of interest. He has a business conflict of interest running the country. And he has a personal conflict of interest hiring family members. That's my problem. I don't have really a problem with him saying ours. I think that was like whatever. But I have a problem with but at the same time, I can't be a hypocrite. I got my foot in the door with construction because my father opened up a door, a career door. I got other people hired because I opened up a door for them. So I got to balance all those things in my mind, and then I kind of got to figure it out. But do I think that was a huge deal? Look, I don't like to see the son-in-law up on there giving advice, but I'm not going to go crazy over that. You know what I mean? Let me take a hydration break. Doing the best I can, guys. I appreciate these comments, man. I appreciate the super chats. I appreciate the thumbs up. Roll down my windows, get a little air. It was 60 degrees today in New Jersey. It wasn't that bad. Oh, yeah, my man Robbie is a full moon out today. Well, almost a full moon. Yeah, full moon. I can see it right now. Vast epileptic. Vaccines, and then he says some type of chip equals mark of the beast. This is spiritual warfare. I respectfully disagree because we already have vaccines. When you're born, especially in America, I got vaccines when I was born. I got my dog the rabies shot. So I'm not going to say that's the mark of the beast. I understand I think it's good to research these vaccines and to question them. But guys, when you're born into this world, you're born into the belly of the beast. Okay? So why I tell you guys to be cautious to have kids. You can't have kids. None of us are leaving this earth alive, number one. There's no vaccine for dying. All of us are terminally ill. Even if you don't die from the coronavirus, you're going to die from old age. Okay? So life itself is the mark of the beast. Life in this world. You know what I'm saying? So if you believe in a spirituality, and that's what you're referencing when you say mark of the beast. Mark of the beast is a biblical term in the Bible saying 666 is the number of man and everyone will have to take the sign of the beast. It's a biblical reference. But if you believe in that spiritual biblical mindset, then you believe you're not of this world, that your spirit lives forever, that your body dies, that you don't love this world or anything in it, that, you have a spirit that ascends and transcends a physical world. So whether or not you get a vaccine doesn't deter your spirit. You understand what I'm saying? So, again, I do respect and I do think people should question the science. I think they should do their own research. I won't say just blindly follow people, but I'm also not going to say everything is a conspiracy theory. There's got to be a balance in between all that. And then we all got to accept that, look, we're all in the belly of the beast. We're going to die. You know what I mean? Let's continue to read. Vast. Many doctors and nurses are speaking out. Well, love and respect to all my doctors, nurses, people working at Walmart and the all-night gas station. Vast. This is not a conspiracy theory. It may be. It may not be. I don't know. I don't try to lie to you guys. I think, there's something to be said on both sides. Blanton, I got love for you. He posted the video. I'll check it out. Feel safe, conscious about it. But oh well, I'll put myself out there. Well, always start by putting yourself out there. Especially in the beginning of my career, I was never not nervous going on a job interview, whether it was construction, corporate, or even door dashing. My first time I door dashed, I'm nervous as hell. Like even now, I haven't door dashed in a year, but if I always look at my app just to see how busy it is. If I would door dash right now, I'd be a little bit nervous because I haven't done it in so long. I was listening to an interview with Rihanna, a famous R&B singer that sold millions of records. She gave a story the other day saying that she was invited to like the Grammys or something, and she didn't perform because she was nervous and she like gave some excuse. So guys, you're never not nervous in life. Life is always nervous, but you just show up, you do the best you can. And don't look to other people to validate what you want to do. So if you want to be a YouTuber, don't look for other people to validate you. However, I want to support you because I remember how hard it was for me when I first started, and I want to support other people. Free spirit. Hey, Sam. I have a serious dilemma. All right, what you got, brother? I have a new job offer that will be lucrative. Money bag emoji to you. It'll be lucrative for his career, but it is 4 states away, and I'm not leaving my girlfriend behind. Advice? Would you want to live in the state that the job is offered in? If you don't want to live in the state the job is offered in, that would be a big negative. What is the industry? Is the industry an industry that you want to work? That would be something to think about. Unless you were married or thinking about marrying this girl, I would not make a decision based on your girlfriend. Because she may not be your girlfriend in 10 years, but you're going to need a career in 10 years. Number one cause of divorce is money problems. So, guys, we can't have an honest conversation about relationships. And beyond all that, every divorce ends because someone say they lost themselves. You lose yourself when you don't pursue your interest. You have to balance your interest, your well-being with someone else's. But if you expect your girlfriend to give you all your joy and then eventually she doesn't, you're going to resent her. It's not her fault if you don't take the job. So I can't tell you whether or not to take the job, but because that's your decision. But I will tell you this. I understand it's very hard. I remember asking many people when I changed jobs at times what they think I should do. This is what I think you should do. There's 2 questions you have to ask yourself. Number 1, is this job in an industry that you want to work in the next 10 years, or you're going to need to work in? Then number 2 is the state that the job is in. Is it an area? Is it an environment that you want to be in? Environment matters. You say, Sam, how much does it matter? Well, guys, right now, if you would pay me $500,000 to work in Alaska for 5 years, I would not do it. I wouldn't want to live in Alaska. The 5 years would be like a death sentence. Environment matters. Now, again, if you were totally destitute and poor and that was your only way of feeding yourself, look, guys, I would get an Eskimo coat. I'm not going to die, but I'm trying to give you some type of like insight, right? You understand what I'm saying? So you have to ask yourself about the environment that job would put you in. Then you have to ask yourself about the industry that it's in. Then the final part about it is the girlfriend ratio. All those things are your personal decision. I don't want to tell you what to do because you're a grown man and I respect you. And I understand how hard this decision is. But I want you to make the decisions for your well-being. If your girlfriend loves you, she's going to understand that. And that may cause you to break up, or it may cause you to stay with her because maybe you don't like the state and maybe you don't like the industry. And you have to look at your financial situation. Do you have a lot of debt? Are you barely getting by now? All those things come into play when you talk about changing a job because that's risky too. Because even though it's more money, you can go out there and it not work out because you're going to be working with new people. You're going to be in a new environment. You may actually make less money because you may get fired. You know, it's risky changing jobs, even if it's for the same company. So, you know, what's your financial condition? That mitigates the risk. If you have a fully funded 12-month emergency fund, if you have minimum or no debt, then you can take more risk. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, you got a lot of debt, it's tougher to take more risk, but you may have to take more risk to get out of debt. You have to balance all those things out. I don't know the answer, but that's my thought process. in what I would apply to my own life, and then I would pray for the grace of God to give me the right guidance, open up the right door. Good question, Lila. I weigh about 185 pounds. I probably weigh around 135. Thank you. 235, I should say. Mark B, what's up, brother? Thanks for the video, my friend. Thank you for that positive comment. Shout out to Albany, New York. Lila, see you tomorrow night. Thank you, Lila, a.k.a. Zach. Love to you, and I appreciate you. Rob, nice moon out tonight. It's a full moon. I can see it right now. Thank you, brother. Rob, cool. Jamal, respect and thanks for replying to me. Love to you. And your wise advice. Thank you also. With the virus worsening, I hope that you are one of the few that makes it out alive and well, especially New Jersey. Well, I appreciate that support. Look, guys, America has approximately 350 million people, population. 10,000 people have died. That's less than 1%. However, I don't think society can go back to normal until you get a vaccine because the infectious rate is so high. If we weren't social distancing, that number would be in the millions. So that's what you got to consider. Jamal, sorry, one more question. What is your favorite part about South Florida beaches? The Caribbean vibe. Like some people go to the Caribbean, the Bahamas, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, whatever. South Florida is the Caribbean with the American infrastructure. You got the palm trees, you got the Latin vacation vibe, you got clean, nice beaches. It's just a beautiful atmosphere, okay? There's some crappy in towns, there's some high crime towns, but guys, they're everywhere. So, but overall, there's also some beautiful, wealthy towns, great towns. So, I love South Florida for the temperature, the climate, and the culture. That's the environment. Like Free Spirit asked me, should he move to another state? You have to understand the environment. I would never take a job in another state unless I visited that state first or unless I was desperate. But it's very dangerous making decisions when you're desperate. What do I recommend to anyone thinking of moving? I did a series of videos. It's a playlist called Moving to Florida. The first step is you should visit that state several times at different parts of the year and explore the state to see the environment. I didn't just move to Florida. I spent 2 or 3 years taking vacations and going down there and not just going to tourist spots, going to various different spots and seeing if I like the climate, the culture, and the environment. And when in doubt, don't make heavy commitments. Maybe be a nomad, live in an RV or whatever. Don't buy property until you really understand the vibe. So that's kind of what I would say when it comes to location. Rob, I saw that. Yeah, tiger at the Bronx Zoo got the coronavirus. I saw that article. I was going to post it. So right now, a human can transfer the virus to an animal, maybe vice versa. So it's a very infectious disease. And again, that's why I don't think you're ever going to go back to a normal society until you get the vaccine. They may open up society a little bit, but it's not going to go back to how it was until you have a vaccine. Vegan magic. What's up, brother? True fear of failure stops me so many times. Thank you for that comment. The fear of failure is real because most things in life you fail. Most businesses fail. Most investments fail. That's factual. A baseball player is considered a Hall of Famer even though he fails 70% of the time. In baseball, if you finish your career batting 300, you're considered to be in a Hall of Fame. Batting 300 means you basically get on base 30% of the time, approximately. It's not the on-base percentage, but it's a percentage of your hitting. So that means you fail 70% of the time. If your batting average is 30%, that means you failed 70%. Failure is part of life. How do you mitigate failure? You got to have an emergency fund. Your savings account, I don't care if you have to work at Walmart, DoorDash, construction, or corporate. The first step to financial solvency, to mitigate some risk and to be able to take more risk, because you got to take some risk in life, is, well, number one, getting a savings account. Now, have I taken risk without a savings account? Yeah, you got to invest in yourself. If you're offered a promotion, take it and figure it out later. Okay? Don't sell yourself short. Even if you're scared, upload a video. Even if you're scared, DoorDash. You're better off DoorDashing than uploading a video. Why? Because you're guaranteed to get paid for DoorDashing. YouTube is an internship until you can monetize it. Focus your energy and your time doing things you have to do, then do things you want to do. Manage your time. Have a list of priorities. You can't prioritize things that don't bring you anything back and then expect to live a great life. You have to prioritize some things you don't like to do in order to get a return on your investment. Whether you're talking about money, health, or energy. Your energy is an investment. Like, that's why when I say, like, I've been on YouTube right now for an hour and 5 minutes. Some people look at it like, oh, yeah, you just made, however much, you made $100 in 10 minutes. You didn't make $100 in 10 minutes. They don't value their time. It's an hour. It's 2 hours. How much energy do you put something? How much energy do you put into something? How much do you respect your energy? How much do you respect your time? You want me to show you someone who's insecure, who's living a bad life? I'll show you someone who doesn't value their time. They give away their time for free to people. Now, sometimes you should give away your time for free, whether it's charity, helping someone. I've had a nonprofit. Whether it's learning. When you learn, you don't get a return on that right away. And sometimes, again, you help someone and you never expect anything back. But I'm also being an adult and I'm telling you some real shit here, okay? You also have to have a portion of your life that you get compensated for your time. And you don't start your career making 6 figures. You don't start your YouTube channel, getting $100 in super chats. Some people aren't willing to deal with that reality. And that's why they don't understand when you say, that they don't understand time management. They don't understand valuing time, valuing your energy. Those type of people you can never take advice from because they're on a different level. You're not better than them, but you're not below them. Always remember, never dumb yourself down to make someone else feel comfortable. Because people will keep you on the hook the rest of your life. The rest of your life, you will dumb down your intelligence, you will dumb down your energy to make someone else feel comfortable. Now, I do agree that you don't want to. It's a very thin line between being confident and hurting someone with too much confidence. Like sometimes when you're too rough, people don't understand it. You got to be compassionate. You got to balance and temper your energy a little bit. But you also can't sell yourself short. It's a balance. It takes discipline to temper your energy. It takes work to get your energy up. So, that's what I was sure. Let's continue to read. Chris, Tiger got what? Tiger got the coronavirus. So I guess a human can pass the virus to an animal. Yep. Vegan Magic. Laughing is fine. Manny, I like Florida. Me too. I'm moving down there. Well, I love Florida, but you got to make sure you visit different towns. In my opinion, I would never want to live in Ocala, Florida. In my opinion, I would never want to live in Trenton, New Jersey. There's parts of every state that are nice and a disaster. Does it mean that if someone lives in a part of the state that you don't like, does that mean they're bad people? No. Guys, there's plenty of great people in bad towns, bad cities. However, do we want to lie to each other? I don't want to live in bad neighborhoods. I don't want to live in neighborhoods that are by cow farms. I want to live by the coast. I want to live in nice neighborhoods. I don't have to be in a luxury neighborhood because I'm not vain. I really don't care about luxury. However, I want to feel safe, comfortable, and peaceful. That matters to me, okay? So, I'm saying that to say Florida is not the answer unless you visit and you know the town and the area you like. Like, same thing, like, I've met people that wanted to move from Florida to New Jersey. I said, okay, New Jersey has some great job opportunities and things. Make sure that you visit because there's some disaster parts of New Jersey, okay? So that's very important no matter what part of the world you're talking about. Vegan Mac, thanks. And it doesn't really matter, but I'm a girl. Okay, I appreciate you telling me that because it's hard to tell by the tag name. I'm a girl, just letting you know. I appreciate that. Laughing. Everyone assumes it's a guy. I did assume it's a guy, so it's a good thing you pointed out. Profile, yeah, it's useful sometimes. That's true, but I appreciate you telling me. All right, guys, I think I read each and every live comment, and I appreciate them. I appreciate all the generous super chats tonight, guys. It's great. I'm thankful. I'm thankful, period. I'm thankful to everyone who clicked the thumbs up button. Thankful for those who subscribe, for watch. Al Illinois, I appreciate you. I hope you're healing, man. I never think about people that I never stop thinking about people who tell me they struggled or they are struggling with their physical health because I've been there. Alan Illinois got surgery a couple months ago, and I think about him. I pray for him at times. You know what I mean? Not because I'm trying to pander to him, okay? Because Alan Illinois, look, guys, I block more people than I pander to. I'm trying to make the point. Your health and your well-being is very important, and it's only by the grace of God. Yes, some of it has to do with self-care, but some of it's the grace of God. And what we're talking about now is a global health crisis. Okay. And the only way you go back to normal is a vaccine. If this virus is as infectious as they say, how could you ever go back to being in a concert, elbow to elbow with someone, and exposing yourself? You couldn't until you have a vaccine. And that's my thoughts tonight. I don't know the future. I don't know what will happen. I will try to be a positive person in society, a productive person, no matter what happens. Because I don't want anarchy. I don't want people to get the coronavirus, even if I disagree with them. And hopefully that's the mindset you have. God bless you. Have a peaceful night.